Oh, I'm alive. It took me like 3 seconds to even realize I was going live. Total of 3 seconds. So instead of playing against people or playing against the bot, I've been doing a lot of puzzles, a lot of chess puzzles, because I've also heard that. I heard that helps you improve at recognizing the kind of patterns to get better at chess. So I'm going to be doing that, but I'm also just going to be like talking while I'm trying to solve the puzzle. So at least like I'm engaging some kind of cognitive, you know, anything. But so I was recently watching one of Dawood's chess videos that he was doing. And he said something that reminded me, well, I wouldn't say reminded me, but it gave me a lot to talk about. He was talking about his relationship to chess and how he began sort of young, playing with his father. And I just thought about like how, and I just thought about how messed up it was when he said that once he beat his dad in chess, his dad no longer wanted to play with him. And I just I just kept thinking like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I just kept thinking like, what? Like, why? Like, if I was a father, why would I find that to be a bad thing? I just like I got really fixated on that, and I started thinking about my own childhood, and sort of like playing. Like, honestly, I didn't really. My family's weird. I think my family's weird, because it's really just like a family of complete introverts. If I'm being completely honest, like when I talk to my mom, my dad, especially when I talk to them about high school, they both essentially hated high school, and they yeah, they just wanted to get out of there. Um, how did I feel about high school? It's basically the same thing. Um, I mean, it was all right. Like, I think if anything, I was just like, I hate that I have to be here. um, and then, there's just always a lot of drama too. Drama that I would purposely try not to be in, but somehow I would be in it. But I would say overall for my own high school experience, I was, I did, yeah, I did pretty good in terms of like avoiding, major drama. I just kind of kept to myself, which is why also like, um, which is why also like when my high school reunion recently came up, I was just like, dude, I don't even know half these people. Like, not even half. Like, I saw pictures recently, and I'm not gonna lie, like I was like, I don't even know like half of these people, dude. So God, dude, this puzzle, man. I'm trying to think like maybe I'm thinking about it too much. So this is something that I've noticed about chess. when I'm playing chess, which I guess is a useful thing to know about yourself, is one, I get really fixated. Like, I get really narrow-minded. And you can't afford to get narrow-minded in chess, because then you just won't see like the move that's about to happen, right, from your opponent. Like, for example, this rook, right? This rook on h7, this white rook on h7, right? This puzzle says black to move, right? I have to make a move right now, right? I have to make a move right now to where I put this white king in check, because next move, right, my opponent most likely is going to go rook h8, right? And he's going to put me in check. And then now I have to move. And then as I move, he's going to be moving this rook, right? And then if I try to approach to stop the rook from, getting juiced, then, well, actually, maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, because I'm pretty sure it has to go up to get. No, that's false. It has to go this way. So again, right, I have to think about the fact that next turn he's going to put me in check and he's going to force me to move. And I can't be moving this way. I can't be moving left too much, because there's this bishop following it, and then there's also this rook. So I gotta put him in check somehow. So actually, I just realized that I just realized as I was talking about this, because I kept thinking like, oh, I'm gonna move this pawn on the knight. But see, if I do that, the king just takes, and then like he completely avoids the. And if I go here, then rook takes. And if I go here, rook takes. If I go here, the king takes. Like, and so actually I have to take this pawn, because if the king takes, then he's checked. If he goes here, he's checked. So I think this is the right move. No, I can't believe that this is not the right move. Oh my God, how is that not the right move? How is that not the right move? I don't understand. That's why. Oh, it's because rook takes. That's why. That's why. So the right move is probably this. No. Oh man. Dude, this is absolutely insane to me. Oh, you know what? I think the right move is this. Oh, I get it now. It's this. No? Dude, this puzzle has got me fucked up. This puzzle's got me fucked up, dude. How? That doesn't. Dude. It's got. I'm going to be pissed if it's something over here on the right side. I'm going to be really pissed if it's something on the right side. Like, because, see, this is what chess teaches me about, is like I get really fixated on these little things, but Anyways, like, okay, so childhood, right? I was talking about childhood. I'll kind of think about this as I talk about my childhood. Okay, so yeah, I was watching the Voods talk on his father and his relationship to chess and how his dad stopped playing with him because he beat him. And I just kept thinking, like, how did we get here in terms of like why would you play with your kid, and then if your kid beats you in chess, stop playing with him? I don't understand that. Like, I just didn't understand that at all. Like, what was your objective there, for your kid to never get better at chess? I mean, I got so fixated when I heard that talk, and I felt so bad that the Vood had to deal with that as a kid. Because I was thinking about my own parents and how my dad. I think one of my favorite memories with my dad was there was this arcade shop. Like, there was this famous arcade in the mall in Florida, and my dad would always take me and my younger sibling, and we would what was it? My dad loved playing like those little like uh, those like little fighting spam buttons, like Mortal Kombat games. My dad loved Mortal Kombat, so every time we'd go to the arcade, we'd play like a game similar to Mortal Kombat, where you can just have spam the buttons, like the spam the two buttons, literally just spam the two buttons, right? And if we beat our dad, my my dad would just laugh. Like, he'd be like, "Oh, you beat me," you know what I mean? Like, and the funny thing is, like, I know my dad wasn't good, but then I also knew we weren't good because, I mean, it was just something we didn't do, like, we didn't do daily, So I don't know, maybe there was this always non-competitive element in my family that it just didn't matter. It just didn't matter. And even if my dad beat us, or, like, I don't know, it's weird to me that, like, when I hear about other people's childhood and they say, like, their dad stopped playing with them after they beat them. After not the dad, but after the child beat their parent at a certain game or something, like, the parent would stop playing with them. And I feel like that's just crazy to me because I don't know, it's just weird. Uh, but then again, I was pretty much brought up in a very non-competitive, just, and I'm not even sure if it has to do with like a competitive thing, but I feel like it might have had to do with a competitive element. And I also think it has to do with, like, just my parents' personalities in general. Like, my parents played, basically, they didn't really play sports. There was one love that they had for a sport, and that was just running. They both love running. Like, to this day, even though my dad has Parkinson's and stuff, he still likes to walk and do some kind of physical exercise. Obviously, I do not have that inside my bones. Here I am trying to solve this puzzle, which I've been trying to do for about 6 freaking minutes, and I still failed. So I think at this point, I'm just going to do a hint, but I really don't want to do a hint. Like, I can do better than this. I can do better than this. I'm just trying to think. I'm going to be really upset if... So I can't take this pawn. It's got to be something, like, just blatantly obvious. So it's got to put him in check. It has to put him in check. Yeah, no, see? That doesn't work. I'm just going to try everything. Okay, so it's this. It's this move. Oh my God. No? Oh my god. Because I thought, okay, he'll take, I take. But then he would just move what? He would just take this. Yeah, he would just take that rook. So it's not, I guess it has nothing to do with the king. It has to be. I guess. Dude, I am so lost on this puzzle, man. Do you just. I mean, do you know? Because. Do you go? Do you just go up and then? Yes, you know that doesn't work. I don't know, dude. I keep thinking about this puzzle. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, bro. What's gonna put this thing in check? I'm just, that's the right move. I thought I did that already. What? Yeah, it's got to be this. Boom. Okay. I got to get better at doing these puzzles, man. But black to move. So. Oh, you know what? If I do this, will it move his knight forward, though? I don't know if I want to do that. Dun, dun. I think there's enough. But yeah, I mean, I got distracted about like talking about. Yeah, so I really just kind of grew up in a non-competitive household, which it's not to say that I'm not competitive in some fashion. I think me and my sibling we got competitive over like video games. So that competitive element always existed, but I mean it's weird. Like we never got like really. I think that's like the one of the few things that I could say about that's. I guess I don't even know what am I saying. I'm making my family sound bad right now, but I was about to say like one of the few things that are really good about the family dynamic is that when in my family, no one gets upset over like no one gets upset enough to stop playing a game, right? Or to stop, or basically to stop playing with each other. I think that's the best way to explain that. No one gets upset enough to stop playing with each other. And I guess this puzzle wants me to go for the queen. Because I don't see how I can... Oh, I know how to put the king in check right now. But... But would he go forward, though? I don't think that would work. But, yeah, like... this aspect of a non-competitive family. And again, I'm not even sure if that's the element that really made Defood's father stop playing with him. I don't know. It kind of makes me question why would you play with your son if you wouldn't want to play with him after he started beating you? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's so many aspects of like it's weird, right? Like there's this aspect of like, and Dawood said this too. He said in one of the videos, you can't find this video because it's more of a like a private video of his. But it's one of those things that it made me think about. Like he also could have had the dad that was like that wanted him to be a chess prodigy, right? But I think when I hear about Dawood's relationship to chess, it almost sounds like it was just a way to spend time with his father, you know? And I guess you can say like his dad kind of ruined that element when he got upset about, you know, his own son beating him. Because I think about, was it my own childhood in terms of like, I don't know, the way my father expressed time, like the way to spend time, it was basically like, how do I put this? I think you could describe my dad as being really fun in terms of like if I was still maybe, I don't know, 10. Because and the only reason why I say that is because he really liked going to the movies. But now he can't really enjoy going to the movies because he has Parkinson's, and so it's kind of miserable going to the movies for him because he gets stiff and it's not a good experience. Like getting your muscles are getting stiff and achy and trying to watch a movie that is typically around 2 hours is just miserable. But before he had Parkinson's, that's what he would like to do with us. He'd always take us to the movies. And so that's really how he would spend time with us. It was either going to the movies or I'm trying to think like, yeah, it was going to the movies or like going to arcades, really. So I guess that's something that hasn't changed in terms of like me and my own siblings, like interactions. Like I know my own siblings still goes to the movies by themselves. Like even I'll go to the movies by myself sometimes, and completely unbothered because my father used to do it. Like my father used to watch movies by himself all the time. He would fall asleep, but yeah, he used to go to the movies all the time. And it's funny now that I think about it. That's something that I didn't realize that we picked up on, kind of. The same thing with like playing video games. But I also think that the playing video game element also has to do with the fact that my mother was very strict. Well, while we were growing up, my mother's very strict on like she was very strict on the things that we could do outside. Like, you know, you could say she was, I mean, I don't know, like I understand her logic now, you know, as an adult, but back then as a kid, I probably would have described my mother as being overprotective. But I think me and my sibling kind of just embraced it. So we just became like, you know, inside children, essentially, you know, playing video games. That didn't bother us, actually. Like I said, I think we were just like naturally introverted. So it didn't really affect us as much. I think the only time that it really bothered us is when you know, the times that we wanted to be social. But of course, again, I don't think my mother was against us being social. She was against, she could trust us but she was skeptical about, you know, other people's children and other people, like, and the other adults, you know. She was skeptical about their own parenting philosophy, you know. So, which, you know, it's understandable now when you think about it. There's so many disagreements on parenting styles, and you know, and especially now, like there's so many books on how to be a dad, how to be a good mom or something, and it's always interesting that uh, I've been trying to think for a while now, how can I get this king to move? But then I'm starting to think maybe it's not even about checkmating the king, because sometimes what I hate about these puzzles is that they don't even want you. It's not always about putting the king in checkmate. Typically it is, but sometimes it's about just getting rid of like the queen. And I bet you anything, I bet you anything, this specific puzzle is about removing the queen. It has to be, because I just don't see how I'm going to get this king in checkmate right now. And right now my thought process is this, right? So I can move the knight right here, which will put the king in checkmate. Now he can move. He can move right here, or let me see. Yeah, he can move either right here or here. Um, if he moves here, then I can put the queen here, right? And, you know, boom, right? Direct line of sight. However, he can just move here. Where my, no, he can move here. And then, and so he would take my king. This rook would be open. Oh, actually, then I would just take the rook. And then he would take my queen. So I don't see there's got to be another way, I think. Now the other way, yeah, I think it has to be about taking the queen. It has to be about taking out the queen, because I just don't see any other. I don't see any other way. I don't, you know. And this is the thing about chess that always bothers me, is that you have to think so many moves ahead, and it's so useful. I actually feel like it might have to do with this rook. Let me see. He takes. What opens up with this rook? No. I mean, this pawn. So again, yeah. So there's this. I could go. So if I go here, if I go here, I threaten this queen. I could basically force the queen out. Either I could force queen trade, right? This would be forcing a queen trade. And then I could put the king in check with putting my knight right here. But then, you know, the knight would just move here. Then I'm trying to think, what's the other position that would put him in checkmate at that point? I don't really have one. I mean, I guess if I have him right here, then I would just take this rook. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's about taking the queen. It has to be about taking the queen. There's no other freaking way, dude. Unless I think it's about taking the queen. Jesus, dude. Okay. Okay, so if it's actually what I think it is, but see, this sequence doesn't work. So I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it's about this. Oh, and then I forced the queen trade. Oh my gosh, dude. I didn't even see that. Sam. I didn't even see these. Rook to game 3. Nice to NC. Okay, I gotcha. All right. Now I'm going to try to do less talking and just try to solve the thing. Wait, I totally missed my mouth. All right, I got to take these puzzles seriously, man. Keep talking about my childhood. Can't even take these puzzles seriously. All right, white to move. See, I knew I was right about I totally was right about that puzzle, that last puzzle, because I was like, it's got to be about taking the queen. I just couldn't see it. I think the biggest blind spot is like the how the knight moves. Like I know the knight moves in L, that's obvious, but it's like thinking ahead about like, oh, I could move here and then I have like this position, or something like crazy, all this other crap. But yeah, so let me see what I got. Well, right now, this knight threatens my rook. So that's probably a fat no. No, that's not. That's actually pretty no. Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, so if I make this king take the rook, hopefully nobody's giving me answers. If I make this king take the rook, his move is either like this, puts me in check. So either I back up, but he would take that. Then I could just move up, move to the side, take. No. It would be I mean, I think you have to threaten with this. Oh no, but then the knight takes. Oh, yeah. Oh wait. I gotta force the bishop. To move. So yeah, take. He takes. Take. Now I have a pawn here, and then these are two line of fire. Okay, I think the right move is this. Hey, that's it. Wow, thought about it way too much. Thought about that way too much. But going back to the father thing, it's interesting about, like, when we think about how one should spend time with children, and there's a lot of books on this, but I think in general, like, it, you know, I think one of my favorite psychoanalysts, Adam Phillips, he just says it's not about being the parent. It's not about being the type of parent that you want to be, but it's about being the type of parent that your child needs you to be. Uh, I think that's very important, actually. Is it black to move? Interesting. So, do I force? I think. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No wait. What? What kind of order do I have to do this in, though? So if I take the rook takes, the king doesn't have to move. I gotta put the king in check somehow. So I guess if I go here, the king has to move, but then I take the. He would move up. I think. Well, okay, I can take the rook. It's so bad, like moving my piece while I'm thinking. I can go here. Or if I take this rook, takes. Let me see. I'm trying to think about the order. If I go here, he takes. And then so there's a rook now. I mean, there's a rook threatening me. I could go. Sometimes I don't even understand these things. Oh God, dude, what? Oh, dude, this is crazy to me. I'm still trying to figure this out. I think. See, that doesn't work. It can't be take this pawn. It's gotta be this rook. This, it has to be the knight. The knight has to move, I think. Or yeah, the knight has to move. It has to move. Somehow I gotta put this knight in check. So if I put it here, dude, it's probably not even putting the knight in check. Because if I put it here, rook can take, but then I take. and then I get basically get a free pawn to here. So maybe that's what it wants. I wish it would say like what it specifically wants. I think that's all right. I think that's actually the right move. You bait the rook to take the knight here. Because the king can't do anything. Because it's like, okay, it takes rook, take, I go up, start going up. He would have, in order for him to stop my pawn from reaching here, he'd have to shift here, which I would just take, and then this king's in a weird position. But if I think that's the right answer. Oh my god, it's not the right answer. You gotta be kidding me, dude. It's gotta be something like this. No? Jesus, bro. What? Is it? No, it's not. I don't know, dude. What is? Oh, I totally did not see that. I mean, do you think it's this? No. Is it this? No, it's not this. Is it that? I don't know, bro. Oh, I don't know. It's something simple, dude. I'm really shocked that it's not that, actually. Wow. I'm completely lost on this puzzle, dude. I guess it's this. Oh, wow. I didn't even. Oh, that makes sense now because if he takes, I mean, what is it? Because the way my king is positioned, he has to move here. So then, and he can't move there because he takes. And then if he goes here, he takes. And if he goes here, it takes. I mean, yeah. So, oh, I get it now. Can it just give me an easy one? I'm assuming 1,000 and up is probably gets beyond my skill level at this point. I'm pretty sure 808 is probably where my skill level actually should be in terms of like chess. But I also realized that a lot of my losses are because of like time. Which makes a lot of sense. So it's black to move. I could put him in check. But what do I take from this position after I put him in check? It's probably, I bet you anything. It's probably about taking this queen. It's probably about taking this queen because if I put him in check, he just goes here. And I'm trying to think what position I could put my rook here. Oh yeah, that's probably the way to go, actually. But I think the order's got to be this, and then this. But I have to force him though, because this queen. Yeah, I gotta force it. I gotta force a check because. Well, actually, I mean, but he's gonna block with the rook. But that would just be a waste of time. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can't really take. I mean, I guess, yeah, the biggest threat is the rook. Actually, he does have to move the rook. That makes a lot of sense now when I think about it. So it's here. Now I got to think about. Yeah, I got to press on. Okay. Maybe I'm like thinking too much ahead. I think maybe that's the problem. Okay, I'll do one more and then I'll cut the video off. Because I think I basically expressed what I wanted to talk about. Like it's really hard to think trying to solve puzzles and these chess puzzles and just like, you know, so. Okay, so I think this one's easy. It's you force the king to move and then, oh, force the king to move. And then you go here. Boom. Got him. Got him, boy. Got him. Oh, God. All right, I lied. I'll do one more puzzle because now that I stopped talking about, I can't. It's hard to talk and do this freaking puzzle stuff. My gosh. But was it black to move? So I guess. Oh, snap. So if I take here. What puts the king in check right now? I don't think there's anything I can do. Oh, no, I mean, so I takes. I think I have to force. Oh, snap. I see it. I think it's the rook, right? Force the king to move, take the rook, and then he can't. So then I can now take here. I'm trying to think. And then I just move here. Oh God, dude, there's so many moves and evolved in this. I can't even think about all the moves that. Okay, so I think the order is the rook takes. I take the rook with this. My queen is watching this, so he can't do anything. He can't take the thing. So if he blocks with his queen, I think it's about taking the queen, probably. Yeah, he has to block with his queen. But if I do that, he can't. He's already in check. So he has to either, he has to shift to like the left or the right. It's probably going to shift to the left. And then I'm going to take this second pawn. And then I think the queen's going to go. Let's just fail it. This is too much. Okay, I failed. Obviously, that was not the right answer. You think it's this? That is so dumb. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that makes sense. That's something that I noticed about the puzzles. You always want to do the queen first, because then it's like, yeah, actually when I think about it, I was too fixated on the fact that like, yeah, I was too fixated on that. Okay. See, that's what happens. I was thinking way too much. I was thinking way too much. I kept thinking about. See, I think this is what finally teaches me. This is what chess teaches me a lot too, right? I'm so scared to lose my queen, because that's like one of the first things they teach you, right? In chess is that the queen is worth so much, and oftentimes I am so scared to lose the queen, yet the queen is the only one that can, threaten all sides like this, right? But I keep forgetting that I can sacrifice the queen because I got these guys, especially this one, especially this rook, watching this. And so, and that's one of the things that I noticed. And I think that probably has to do with a lot of my mistakes in chess, is that I am so afraid to sacrifice the queen. So afraid. And that really teaches me about myself. How debilitating it is when you're afraid to lose something that you fail to see a move like this, right? Like, so. But anyways, I think that's enough for today. You guys take care.